Hi everyone, welcome again to another Make It With Me Monday. Thank you guys so much for your patience with me today. I was a little bit under the weather, so to speak, and I wasn't able to get live at 6:30 like I wanted to, but I am recording this now so you guys can make the project that we had in mind when I posted all of those specs for you yesterday. Before I get started, I wanted to let you guys know that we're going to do another group demonstrator event on Facebook. It's going to be on June 17th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. This one we're calling Stampin' Into Summer. If you've participated in anything in the past, we've done a couple on Super Bowl Sunday. We did one last fall for the holiday catalog. It was myself and two of my demonstrator friends, Amy and Lisa. And this time we have asked another demonstrator to join us, whose name is also Lisa. So we're changing it up a little bit from what it was. There's going to be 4 of us demonstrating, and we're each going to do one make and take with you live on camera and show you some samples. And each of our segments will be about 30 to 45 minutes long, and then you'll have a little bit of a break and another person will come in. And we're only going to charge $20 plus shipping for all of your materials. Then we'll each have available an optional add-on class. You can take one or all 4 or none at all. That's totally up to you. That's why they're add-ons. Each of them is $10, and it will give you another make and take and also then access to another presentation from whoever is running the class about that particular suite of products, and then of course you make a make and take together there. And that link would be sent to you after the live event. If you're not able to join live that day, go ahead and sign up anyway. That we make a private Facebook group, and that group just stays there forever. So even if you can't join us on the 17th, you can join us anytime afterwards and rewatch those if you missed it the first time, or you're stuck on what we were making or whatever, you need to go back and review. That Facebook group will always stay open, and it's a private one only for those people who have signed up for this event. So if you are interested, I will have more details posted, maybe with like pictures and some other things on my Facebook page. But if you're excited to get started now for registration, you can go to stampinintosummer.com. Don't worry about the capital letters or but it's all got to be one word. Okay, so Stampin', no G, stampinintosummer.com. All right. So that's enough business talk for tonight, so to speak. Let's go ahead and get started with our make and take. I'm going to be featuring products from this suite tonight. I just received them literally like 2 days ago, and I was very excited to get into them. I think they are so cool. And this is actually the suite I'm going to be presenting at that Stampin' Into Summer live event. So I'm very excited about that. Here we are going to go over these beautiful earthen patterns. It's actually called Earthen Elegance. It comes with a little piece or a braided twine DSP and then stamps and dies, and they are just totally awesome. And that is where most of my stuff comes from tonight. Oh, and that's page 70 and 71 of the current catalog. All right, so let's get going on what you needed for tonight. You needed cardstock that was 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. I'm using our new pecan pie color. A piece of designer series paper that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and I'm using one of those pieces from that Earthen Elegance collection. A neutral piece that's 1 by 3. I have a piece of Very Vanilla, and a focal point approximately 2 by 2. And of course, you're gonna look at mine right away and go, that's not 2 by 2, it's too long, but I really wanted to get started using this suite. So some of my other samples have a little smaller focal point on them, but I'm gonna show you how I have done that with this here. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that part. All right, so I am going to take the pot and the ferns from that stamp set. And if I haven't shown you this already, I'm gonna use a Post-it note to do a little bit of masking. What I don't want to do, I don't want to have all of the stems be inked up, because I'm going to stamp these 2 pieces together, and the stems will go into the pot, and then it'll be kind of like muddled looking because you'll have old olive ink mixed in with my pecan pie ink, and that's not what I'm going for. So I used a Post-it note to mask off the pieces I don't want, and then I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. Now here's the important part. Take off the Post-it note, because you have a big blob of ink right there. If you went and stamped right away, you're going to get that blob of ink as well. So really important to remove the Post-it note and then go ahead and stamp that. Now you can see I don't have the long stems, I just have a little bit. And that's going to make it easier for me to line up when I do the pot in the pecan pie color. because I can bring it into here. And there I go. So I've got it, just the pot and just a little bit of the fern sticking out, because that would be kind of what it would look like if you did it the natural way as well. And then what I'm gonna do there is I'm gonna fussy cut it, and voila, there we go. We have our little potted plant. Did you like how fast that went? Okay, oh, I didn't get a chance to show you. Here's this set. So this is where the pot comes from, and there's those fern leaves. There's other ones to stamp, and there's this really pretty tall vase that's all modeled apart like that. And then there are some other dies that will make other fun fan shapes and a little bit of accent work. And they'll cut out all of the shapes that you see in there as well. So, all right, back to business. So this one's gonna go together super quick because we only have 4 pieces of paper, right? Okay, the other thing we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to stamp a phrase on that 1x3 piece. I am gonna use the thank you that comes in this Earth and Texture set. And you'll see in just a second, it's got a really fun font on it. Really funky font, and I think it's really kind of cool. Where did mine? There it is. I'll bring it up a little closer so you can see. Isn't that a cool font? I think that one is so fun. All right, so here we go for assembly. You're gonna take your card base, fold that in half on your score line, and give that a nice burnish. And remember, if you have a darker cardstock like I do, and you want to either stamp or write on the inside and have it be seen better, get a 4x5.5 piece of neutral cardstock and put it on the inside, okay? All right, we're gonna take our DSP and we're gonna put some adhesive on it. So look at the back side of that one in that pretty misty moonlight color. Alrighty, this is gonna go up to the top edge of your card, and you're gonna leave an even border on the left and right sides, basically. So just like that, okay? Then your focal point, you can decide if you wanna put this down directly or if you would like to use some dimensionals. I am gonna use a couple of those actually, because I like that to have a little bit of pop. Your focal point's gonna take up the bottom left corner of your DSP, and your words are gonna fit the top corner. Now, since I have this a little larger, I'm actually gonna drop that down just a little bit so it's not quite as high. I wanna have a little more room for my words. Okay, and if remember, you can trim down this piece, make the edges either a banner shape or something like that if you don't wanna use this whole piece of 1x3. So I'm gonna go more towards the top corner, and I'm gonna leave just a little bit of a border to the edge. Okay, so that is the basic version of tonight's layout. Okay, let me go ahead and show you a couple other samples that I have here. This one is using the Zany Zoo suite. I've shown this one a couple of times already. I still am in love with it. I just fussy cut him out of the designer series paper. This is the back side of a different one of those. And you can see this time I did do a little bit of banner cut on that. And I added some glossy dots to pick out the pinky colors in his cupcakes that he's got tossing around there. Then I went back to an older set. This is Hello Ladybug. I know I haven't used it in a while, but I thought it went really pretty with this designer series paper. Now this is the back side of one of the Zany Zoos, and I colored in the poppy and the lemon lime twist to fill in the flowers. Otherwise it's completely black and white when you get it. And so you could customize it, you can leave it black and white, but I just thought those guys would be really cute done up in the colors. So this is Poppy Parade and Lemon Lime Twist. And then I added there's a stamp that has just these tiny little dots, and I added that around the border of my words, and I did the opposite of a banner cut, so kind of like an arrow to add focus to that part up there. And before I get to the stepped up version, we have a neighbor who had a little baby boy last week. So this is the card I'm going to give to them along with a little present. I took the Countryside Inn DSP, and one of those sheets has the bunny on it. So I went to my Easter bunny set and I stamped him in espresso ink on crumb cake and then added a bow. Now I took the very vanilla twine from the Neutrals twine pack and I roughly colored over it with my Balmy Blue blend. So it's not a perfect blue. I kind of like the way it's like a little bit blue and a little bit vanilla still. And so I've used all 4 of those colors that you see in this designer series paper. So I have Balmy Blue on his little tie there. I have boho blue for both, or for the ink here, and then Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy make up the other 2 for the card base and the layer behind. So remember, that's another way you could step that up a little bit if you need to break up the change between your DSP and the backside or the card layer. Go ahead and add just a little bit of cardstock behind that as well. All right, so let's go back and see. Here is what we made on camera tonight, and here is my stepped up version. Let me come in a little closer. There we go. Okay, so here's my stepped up version. This is the same DSP, same pecan pie coloring. I just added a layer of very vanilla behind it, and I used dimensionals to pop it up. I still have the thank you, but I added a neutral sequin. There's a new pack of sequins that are all neutral colors, and they are, they tell me on it? No. So you've kind of like got a copper, a brown, a gold, and a silver in a couple different sizes. So that's a really fun one. First, we don't have a whole lot of neutral embellishments. I think that's kind of fun. So this time I stamped and die cut out both pieces. So this is die cut out, and so is the pot. And then I added 3 strips of that braided twine to wrap around the pot to give it just a little bit of texture on there as well. So that is the stepped up version for tonight. So think about the changes you could make. You can add layers behind. You can add shapes to your borders or to the border edges of your phrases. So like example, there's a banner one, and we have the arrow fold, and here's a banner on both edges. Okay, so there those are for tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and get this video uploaded. Well, of course you're not live, so the video you've seen is already uploaded. I will get the pictures uploaded. There we go. With all of the descriptions and elements, so you know where to find all the elements of everything I've used tonight. So before I go, I'm going to show you that once again, that Earth and Elegance collection. Here's the DSP, which I didn't get around to showing you the first time. There's a whole bunch of neutral colors in this. There is copper clay, gray granite, pebbled path, pecan pie, and then for some of the more colorful parts, there's misty moonlight, moody mauve, and pretty peacock. Okay, so here's like this one here is one of those misty mauves, and here's the one that I used tonight. And the opposite side is that really pretty misty moonlight color. And on the opposite side of moody mauve, you have kind of this herringbone pattern. Whoop, my papers are sliding down. There's that really beautiful, pretty peacock one. I love that side of that one. I love the ombre effect here. And this one is the misty moonlight. Almost looks like denim. These would be really great. Like if you have a pair of jeans stamp or something like that, that'd be great for that. And this side here is variegated. This would be beautiful for a scrapbook page for a beach scene. You have all the water and sky already done. And then this side here, look at how fun that is. All those little, looks like little paint drips or something. So again, if you are interested in joining us for that day of stamping, or those few hours of stamping, to see some more things from the new catalog, we are going to be having that on June 17th. Starting at 10 a.m. in that Facebook group I mentioned. If you sign up to register, you will get sent a link to join that group. And like I said, if you can't make it that day, don't worry, it'll be there always for you to go back and reference. So go to stampinintosummer.com, and I will have more information on my website shortly. All right, everybody, thanks again for your patience tonight. I'm sorry I wasn't live with you, but I hope to be live with you again next week. Take care, everyone.